Hi guys, it is Dan aka Prof Chipboard here, and I'm back with my week 6 match against WilltheRNGLord of the San Antonio Sparce. Now, Will has a pretty threatening team. I think he's 3-2 right now. He has Excadrill, Megalataria, Cress, Crobat, Vaporeon, Buzzwole, Jolteon, Incineroar, Stunfisk, Dusclops, and Dunsparce. A few things to sort of note about his team is that a lot of it is 2-hit, basically all of it is 2-hit KO'd by Megachomp. So if I can get that for him for free, then it's going to sort of break a lot of his mons. Don't really have a great switching. Again, similar sort of story with the Scolipede, because if that can get to sort of, if I can weaken the Buzzwole, the Dusclops if he brings that, which he probably shouldn't, then that can sort of do a tremendous amount of work to him. However, I am quite weak to Megalataria. I don't have sort of tremendous ways of beating it, but we'll see how that goes. The team I basically went for was Megachomp with SD, enough speed to outspeed his Excadrill, because he's got a big speed gap between that and then his two mons at 130, which are Crobat and Jolteon. So enough speed for Excadrill, SD, Earthquake, Outrage, and then Fire Blast. I've then got Fizdef, Necrozma with a Tanga Berry, so I can switch it, so I can take a hit from the Buzzwole, Psychic, Earthquake, Toxic, and Moonlight. Reason for this is it gives me another thing which can kind of take on the Excadrill, because otherwise I'm just set up for it. And then Psychic is basically the rest of his team, and Toxic is super nice because it means I can deal with the Cress if he hasn't got Sub or Rest, and also the Megalataria. I can sort of work out whether he's a Cleric or not. He does have a few Clerics, but again, I don't expect all of them to come. I then have mixed defensive, mainly Fizdef, Rocky Helmet, Scarm, because this is basically my only way of walling Buzzwole properly. I have Whirlwind to stop me from being set up fodder for the Megalataria, Roost, Brave Bird, and Stealth Rocks, because rocks are nice. I then have SD Scolipede, which I know is my win con if I can get damage off if I can get a little bit of damage off on the Crobat if he's bulky, and get the Buzzwole to about 60% where I can kill him from +2. So I've got Life Orb, Poison Jab, Earthquake, Poison Jab, Aqua Tail, and Mega Horn, because that gives me about as good as coverage I can get against his team. And the last two I have AV Dalmise, and I have the Scarf Zoroark with Trick and Dark Pulse. Kind of going back and forth a little bit on what to bring for those. I was tempted to bring Melotech, but again, he has stuff like the Jolteon, which just beats it. Again, and it sort of doesn't deal well with a lot of his team, so I opted against that. I was tempted to bring Omastar, so I could hazard stack him a little bit, but again, aside from hard wall of the Incineroar, doesn't do a tremendous amount to the rest of his team. And yeah, so basically, he transferred to get the Jolteon, he dropped Blissey. So what I did have in the Dalmise slot was a mixed Lucario, and basically I decided, for reasons I can't exactly remember, that the Dalmise would be slightly better overall, which is a bit of a problem because I didn't really think about it at the time, but I'm quite weak to Cotton Guard, Megalataria, if my Zoroark goes down, and if I can't Toxic it. But that is what it is. I'll have to play around that. So basically I see that he doesn't have much hazard removal. I have switched into Jolteon in case he just wants to lead off with that. And yeah, so I decided to lead off with Batfink and get up my rocks. As you can see, he leads off with Crobat, and I assume Taunt is a possibility, but at this point I want to find out what his set is. Is he banded? Is he sort of support, etc.? And he reveals Tournament Super Fang. That's really unfortunate to miss for Super Fang for him, but it basically, that plus the Brave Bird damage reveals that he is sort of a very supportive Crobat. He misses another Super Fang, and that's really annoying for him, and that's such a bad start. I've predicting him to go into to try and save this and go into the Incineroar, whereas he just whelms me out, being afraid of me. Sorry if you saw that. Yeah, I'm just going to slow this down a little bit. Right, yeah, he whelms me. I predicted him going to Incineroar, click Earthquake. I probably would have just clicked Psychic if that Super Fang had hit, which is, you know, so he whirlwinds me out to this. I want to get some damage off on it because it's annoying, so I Dark Pulse, do reveal that I'm Scarf, but that shouldn't really surprise him that much. And yeah, here I just then click Dark Pulse again in case he does want to sack this off, which is not an ideal play. I probably would have doubled out, expecting him to go into this or something else, if I didn't have sort of damage. If the Super Fang had hit on the Space Invader, again I would have gone out to Chomp here if there was damage on me, if he had hit that Super Fang, because I was in range to die from 2 Darkest Lairats. So yeah, he U-turns out quite safely, goes out into his Cress, and here's, I don't really want to stay and click Toxic in case he does have a sub, because he does outspeed me. So I go out into Skarmory in case he starts trying to set up Calm Mind. He reveals that he's got Toxic, which probably tells me he doesn't have sub. So yeah, and Batfink sort of takes that nicely. This gives me a perfect opportunity to get up my rocks, as he gets another switch into his Incineroar, but because of that Super Fang miss earlier, I have my Necrozma, my Space Invader, which like Walters in really well, as you're about to see. He reveals that he's Scarf from that damage for him, and I assumed he was Scarf from how he played it and the U-turn damage. So yeah, I just have to recover up a little bit as he's sort of wearing himself down. And yeah, he then switches out into the into the Jolteon, and as I get back up to full, I want to kill this thing. If he Volt switches, I find out what set he is. It's not the end of the world. I'm just going to click EQ. He clicks Shadow Ball. That damage reveals that he is Choice Specs, and yeah, I can then kill him off with an EQ, which is sort of really good, as Necrozma is looking sort of a big threat against his team. He goes out into his Buzzwole. I'm not in range to take a Leech Life, particularly if he's banded. We don't know what set he is yet, so I can go out into my Skarm, which, unless he's banded, does not get 2-hit KO, and if he, or like Life Orb, if he is banded, then I can switch out the next turn, and he reveals that he is just sort of Adamant Max Attack, so I can roost off that damage there, which is really nice, as he gets a the switch into his Crobat. Here I kind of predict him to either defog or do something else, as he just, I believe, Super Fangs to get damage off of me. I was tempted to roost, I was also tempted to defog. It was kind of a 50-50 depending on whether he taunted or not. So yeah, but I Brave Bird here, which is a bit annoying because he died from Rocky Helmet, but it is what it is. He goes out into his Q-tip, and here I cannot afford to let this thing set up. It's Mega Altaria, it could run through my team. It's his best way of winning this still. So I could go hard out into, if I were to go hard out into my Chomp, predicting him to, I don't know, 5 loss or something like that, then I could be in trouble. Basically, my thought process here is, if he Fire Blasts and kills me off, it's annoying. I've lost my Skarm, but it's not the end of the world, which means that because I can come in and basically revenge him with a mixture of my Zoroark plus my Scolipede. If he tries to set up, I can whirlwind him out. So that's basically, I'm basically willing to sack this, and he actually Mega Evolves and sets up a Cotton Guard, which is huge because I now basically know his set, because he's probably Cotton Guard, especially offensive, which is big, and is sort of a threat, which is the biggest threat to my team. So here we get Cresselia out, which is quite fortunate for me because that does give me a free roost, as he basically is at a point where he can't keep on switching into things, and so I'm just going to try and roost off that damage, stay healthy, and find out what I can about his set. We know he's sort of got leftovers. I can whirlwind him out at any time if I need to, but this is the stage of him just trying to stay healthy, and he is basically just trying to freeze me. It's his best sort of chance at this point. If he can freeze this, then it becomes sort of setup fodder for the Mega Altaria, which is a big problem for me. Yeah, I Brave Bird actually there just to gauge what kind of set he was. Reveals that he's basically maxed for his death, but he's got Ice Beam and Toxic, so he's probably not. Well, he would have. He's almost definitely not a calm mindset, so he's probably got psychic and recovery move left off. So I know that at +2 he does die to a Scorpion Megahorn, and here I decide to let's put some pressure in. Let's go out into my enter my Zoroark because I can take an Ice Beam, and he freezes me. Which, you know, it was going to happen eventually. It's just a really annoying turn for it to happen on, because Dark Pulse would have put him in a range where Scolipede would have killed him, / I could have tricked him. So I get Antispreadable, just because I'm not really 100% sure why. I think, yeah, what I should have done here is gone out into my Scolipede. Because that way, if he wanted to go into his Q-tip, I could have just killed it straight away. What I do here instead is I Anchor Shot, basically to force him to roost up, which means I get a switch into my Scarm as my Scarm is at full and can Whirlwind him out. Yeah, so that's what happens. If you'd Fire Blast on the switch, then he would have had to Fire Blast again twice and kill me off, and I think he may have been able to win off of that. Equally, he might have been in range of Poison Jab. I don't know what his exact set is, and I didn't calc it, but yeah, that could have been very, very bad for me if he had predicted me to go hard, and if he had sort of stayed in Click Fire Blast instead of roosting. He gets sort of sent back out into the Cresselia, which is a sort of decent. Yeah, and basically this is a little bit more stall. It's quite a long match, this one, and this is the sort of the stage where I think, okay, enough messing around with this thing. I want to get it toxic. We know he's not got a tremendous amount of attack, like special attack or anything, so I'm gonna make him stay in with the Anchor Shot, and then go out, take the Ice Beam, and basically trade Toxics. Because the Necrozma is not really at the stage to wall too much, and he sort of moonlights up, not wanting to take the great deal of damage. Yeah, so I get Toxic. I finally put this on a timer, which I probably should have done a while ago, but I was still too busy scouting for it. I get Unspreadable now because basically this thing is the thing I want to die most out of my remaining mons, because potentially Zoroark, if I can somehow get it to 4, I'm not sure how, but it can still revenge the Mega Rotario, whereas the Unspreadable is just fodder by this point. Oh yeah, and for Tick, I have to hit a Mega Horn here. I could have potentially SD'd up, but I think I probably would have ended up only getting 2 or 3 kills. He goes out into his Buzzwole, and here I sack off my Zoroark. I was potentially in range for 2 Thunder Punches if I'd gone hard into my Scarm. I believe I can't, or yeah, he potentially could have hit. So here I Fire Blast. If he's not AV, he's in range. He's AV and kills me off. But that's all the damage I need to put him in range of Poison Jab. If I had missed my Fire Blast there, potentially what I could have done is go out into my Scarm, get a round of Rocky Helmet damage off on him, and then basically hope that I can get a high roll with Poison Jab and still win. Yeah, basically I didn't play the end game particularly well. There's quite a few times where I let him back into the game, and he could have potentially won from there. I know it's a 3-0 and Scolipede cleans up, but it's a lot closer game than that. Good game to Will. Sort of, I'm 5-1 at the moment on top of the league, which is really nice position to be. Playing Marcos next week. But yeah, that's the game. Like again, that could have been a lot closer. If I brought my Toxic Lucario instead of Toxic like Flash Cannon Lucario instead of the Delmise, then I would have been in a much nicer position. But that is what it is. Again, yeah. So that's week 6. Apologies for something particularly sort of good in terms of quality of like sort of summary. I played this game quite a while ago, and I'm not 100% sure why I made a lot of the plays I did, because they weren't always great. Thanks very much. I will sort of head off now. I've been Prof. Chipboard, and I hope to see you next week for week 7. Cheers.